Hello guys, welcome to Average Student. Today we're going to learn how to solve a right triangle with trigonometry. So before we get started, let's go over what a right triangle is. So for a right triangle, one of the corners will always be a 90 degree. As you can see here, this is a 90 degrees. These other two corners can be different, but they will add up to 90 degrees. So this is what you call a right triangle. So now let's start with an example. So this is our example. We're given a triangle, and it's a right triangle because this angle is 90, and we're given angle of B, which is 50, and we're given the distance from B to A is 6. And they want us to find the distance between C and A. So before we get started, first let's go over the formulas that we will have to use. So for formulas, we just need to memorize this SOHCAHTOA. This acronym will help you come up with the equation that you need to use. So first, let's see what SO means. So SO means sine is equal to O stands for opposite and H stands for hypotenuse. Ka means cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And to means tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. So you need these three formulas, and this acronym will help you memorize these three formulas. So for this example, as you guys know, the longest length of the triangle is the hypotenuse, and the length beside the angle is the adjacent, and the length on the opposite side of the triangle is opposite, right? So once again, the longest length is hypotenuse, the one right beside is adjacent, and the one on the other side is opposite. So once this is labeled, we're trying to find this distance, right? And we have distance between B and A. So we have hypotenuse, and we're trying to find opposite, right? So let's see which function here has opposite and hypotenuse in it. So as you can see here, sine function has opposite and hypotenuse. So we need to use this formula. So let's have this here, sine, and for our angle symbol, we already know that it's 50 degrees, right? So we'll plug in 50 degrees is equal to opposite. We don't know what opposite distance is, but we know what hypotenuse is, which is 6. Now to solve for x, what we need to do is multiply both sides by 6, which equals to 6 times sine 50 is equal to x. Now when we plug this into our calculator, we will get 4.6 is equal to x. So this distance is 4.6. And this is our answer. Now let's do another example so you guys understand the concept better. So in this example, we're given this angle, which is 37 degrees, and we're given the length between R and T, which is 3 meters. And we need to find the length between T and Y. Right. So before we get started, let's label our triangle. So we're given this angle, right? I'll just write down the angle symbol. And we're given the distance, this distance, which is adjacent because it's right beside the angle. And we need to find the length on the other side of the angle. So this becomes opposite. And the longest distance is hypotenuse. So we have the adjacent length, but we need to look for opposite length, right? So now let's write down our acronym so we know which formula to use. So we have adjacent and we're looking for opposite. So if you take a look at this, the formula we need to use is TOA, right? Because it has opposite and adjacent in it. This one has adjacent and hypotenuse, and this one has opposite and hypotenuse. our formula will be tan theta opposite over adjacent. Our tan is 37 degrees is equal to, opposite is what we're looking for, and our adjacent length is 3. So to solve for x, what we need to do is times it by 3, times both sides by 3. So 3 times tan of 37 is equal to x. And if you solve this using a calculator, you will get 2.26 is equal to x. So the length between t and y is 2.26. So yeah, if you want to solve a right triangle using trigonometry, all you need to do is memorize this acronym, SOHCAHTOA. And from there, come up with a formula that you need to use. I hope I helped you better understand how to use trigonometry to solve a right triangle. For more videos on the related topic, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.